what's happening right now in Lebanon that's making the question at least relevant. So we were saying better growth prospects than the PCC. Growth has been very good in 2008, has been extremely good in 2009, all things being kept equal if we compare to the region, and growth is set to be good in 2009. Political stability recently regained, one of the strongest macro outcomes in a year of global recession. Actually, already touched on this. Deposits increased by 23%. Resilient public finances and banking system. And also for those of you who are not familiar with, or who are not as familiar with the Beirut market as they used to be, let me walk you quickly through the advantages of investing in Lebanon, doing business in Lebanon. Strategic geographic location, we will touch on that today. Qualified human capital, free market economy, developed legal framework. There's a lot to talk about here, but I think I'll pass on the details. Expanding infrastructure, quality healthcare. The Prime Minister got that one right as well. Secure financial environment, and that's twofold: tight regulations and the reputation of the central bank, and the secure banking system with the secrecy and I think also the skilled labor we have in the banking sector. Unique living environment. That's the only thing the Arabs like about Lebanon. We need to change their mind, add a few things. So, no problem. So basically that's it. I think a comparison with Dubai is going to be in order, because that's the Dubai Beirut Forum. And here I have also a few paths for us to consider. Openness to foreign investment / protectionism. Laws and regulations, how do they compare? How enabling are they? Infrastructure, human capital, banking system, geographic location again, political factors, and system predictability. So these are the thoughts I have. I have a lot of data here. I went through a lot of data, and I thought we would have a more technical discussion, but it seems that it's less technical, so let's leave it for that. And I have a good old strength and weaknesses list, but that's for later.
If you have the data, maybe I can ask a quick question.
Of course.
What were the drivers? The questions about the last 3 years of growth and whether they'll be replicable.
Right.
It's counter-cyclical, then perhaps it's not structural as such. Maybe it is because things aren't going as well in the rest of the world, and people are coming back, and deposits are rising because people have had their stretch in the Gulf, they've had enough, they take it back.
Interest rates
Post-war, exactly. Post-war, there is room for reconstruction. Once the capital starts flowing, you get a mini boom. But then if the cycle reverses globally, maybe it will go out. I'm just trying to probe behind what was behind that last 2 years.
I think it's difficult to tell. I agree with you that a lot of that money came to Lebanon because they thought, where else is it going to go? And I think one of the ways for sustainability is going to be to invest that money quickly somewhere in Lebanon, so that it doesn't leave the country, when the first opportunity arises. So we should be.
You say about economic boom. I wouldn't call this economic boom. I say maybe this is a cash flow boom rather than economic boom. When you talk about economic boom, I need to understand from the people of
flights and destinations.
They have
travel being based here on the same model.
I think everybody would like a coffee, so you can bring 5 or 6 coffees.
But that is actually being copied and replicated by other entities. So there's a level of competition going on right now. So ultimately, all of that investment that's going in, even down the road in Abu Dhabi, competing airline in a competing financial sense, there needs to be consolidation. So I think that in terms of a diverse business hub that caters for finance, for logistics, for the oil and gas sector and so on, I think there is only one clear hub at the moment, and that is Dubai.
Can the wealth of the given Abu Dhabi, as you mentioned, and Doha as well goes on that list, that can afford to build comparable infrastructures, even though they may not make economic sense, and so achieve the status of a hub, if you like, in the physical sense. I mean, big, huge airport in Abu Dhabi, big, huge airport coming in Doha.
Sean, sometimes you have circumstances create a hub. Kuwait became an accidental hub for the reconstruction of Iraq, right? Anybody knows the big Kuwaiti infrastructure companies are hugely benefiting from the presence of the Americans there, which basically
And logistics, yeah.
and logistics there, right? I mean, all the big ports are. So even though Kuwait might not have the cosmopolitan outward, it's not the kind of place I'd like to stay for having Sharia compliant Irish beverages, but at least on the surface, right? But it is a hub. You cannot deny that there are elements of a hub in Kuwait.
But
has
is it,
been an
is it,
exporter of
is it a
capital.
sustainable hub? Because if you look at what's happening here, this has been going on for the better part of 30 years. They've been building this hub. Jebel Ali Free Zone was first defined in the late 1970s. Dubai Aluminium, as it diversified, was built in the early 80s. And that is being replicated elsewhere. But once the facilities open up, the ports become established, security gets in place in Iraq, then the obvious thing is for that trade to bypass Kuwait. Why would you go through a country when you could go directly? And I think